Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Are you ready to grind? It's Sports 56 Grind Time with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Zane. Now, here's Peter and Anthony.
Yeah. Welcome in on a Monday. It is, in fact, Christmas Monday. Is that a thing?
I guess.
It should be. It's Christmas Monday, Anthony saying.
Christmas Monday
Jingle
should be a thing.
bells, jingle bells, jingle.
Still headed to work
all the
today.
way. Come on.
Is that what we're doing? Is that what you're doing Christmas Monday? Still go to work.
Bells, jingle bells, a big jingle, jingle, jingle. Come on. Let's jingle
Let's
them
get
bells. Let's jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
Can we get some good news going before? Because this feels like a bleak show today. Can we get some good news going?
All right.
Breaking news
Let's do it.
from the actual professional team here in the city of Memphis who handles their organization like pros.
Interesting. Interesting. How's that going to work out?
It's an organization that's 100% vaccinated.
Well, that's that.
An organization that also forced you all to be vaccinated to enter their building, or at least show proof of a negative COVID test.
An organization that seems to could be concerned about it. Like,
You know them.
Like, what's going on?
You love
That's
them. The Memphis Grizzlies released their medical update as of 12:59 p.m. Guess who's been upgraded to questionable? Peter Edmiston.
Whoa!
Guess who's been updated to questionable? I don't have time to keep up with some small budget, small time. Well, I think they're vaccinated. I don't know. I stopped checking. Nope.
I don't know. I can't. I
can't. They're grown men. I can't keep up with them.
A couple of them said they said they heard of the vaccine.
So I thought it was all good.
That seems about right. They said I heard of it.
No, I don't have time for that this morning. But you know why? Because Demetrius
Jamel
Morant.
Happy Jollidays.
Happy Jollidays.
Ha ha ha.
Peter, I tried to put my trust back in this Tiger basketball program. I got excited after Alabama win. I put my trust back in these guys, man. Look what they do to me, man. Look what they do to me. I don't have time for this. You ain't vaccinated. What are we doing? But anyway, Ja Morant.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's coming. Ja Morant upgrade to questionable tonight. Oh, he's playing. Peter.
He's playing.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's playing. It's happened. It's finally happened, and I can't wait to see. Because, you could tell, like, last night was a good example.
Mm-hmm. You need a little 12 out there.
They just knew. They knew it was time. They knew it was time. And, they've been playing out of their minds lately. It was just a matter of time before they all kind of, realized, like, yeah, you know what, we're not quite this good, honestly. Yeah. Like, it's not quite what we need to be doing. And so it was bound to happen. There's a little bit of a come down. Okay, you know what, that happens. But tonight, it's all back, and I can't wait to see what it looks like all together, what it actually looks like with Demetrius Morant back in the mix with a team that is, full of confidence and full of excitement. That's excellent news. So let's all celebrate and jingle those bells and whatnot as a result of all of that. We're going to talk about that, obviously, coming up here on the program. Also on the program, as you alluded to it, and we're going to get into it.
We got to.
It's coming. It's coming.
Phone lines are open. I don't know. Listen, line is open. Get your thoughts off. Let the real you.
Open. This is the real. Listen.
Let the real you come out. Come on.
It's gonna be. It's.
You got hate in your heart. Let it out.
I hope we can. Jesus is
a habit breaker.
Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man.
Peter, if you get hate in your heart, go ahead and let it out.
Go ahead and let it out. You got to get hope in your brain and dope out your veins. Everybody
Peter,
knows
what's
that.
it like having two good parents and like going to a private school? You went to a private school, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like? Tell me more about that civilized experience in Memphis.
Depends on what you're looking for, Anthony Singh.
Did your father tell you he loved you?
Yeah, he did. He still does, as a matter of
Tell me more about this fatherly experience.
Get dope out your veins and hope in your brain.
Bro,
never get anywhere.
this
Nowhere.
this weekend
You
has
never get nowhere smoking the pipe. Everybody knows that.
this weekend has been so crazy, man. That it's like you have to just kind of joke through it. You can't take it serious because it's just this weekend's cancellation of that game was just the perfect culmination of all the silly crap, just in just one big bowl of gumbo of just goofiness, all together. You get to see just
Goofy gumbo.
everything. Everything is just you're getting everything as a byproduct of this cancellation of this game, and it's just you just have to laugh at it.
Yeah, I mean it's been quite an experience, man. Hearing from some of these people and dealing with the folks. We're going to talk about it. We're going to deal with them coming up here over the next couple of hours. In addition to that, as you mentioned, we'll talk Grizzlies. We'll talk what has been an insane NFL season, the beginning of the college football bowl season. A stunner in Atlanta, as Kari Thompson owes me and everybody else an apology after promising me a victory for JSU and a coronation for Coach Prime, and he got absolutely waxed.
Yeah.
This is this was not what I signed up for.
Nah, not at all.
Not what I signed up for.
You bet money on the game?
No, I'm not.
No, okay. Hey.
Hey, y'all should know Anthony State is betting money on Romanian soccer at this point. He is literally betting money on Romanian soccer games I haven't even heard of.
Hey, it was so fun, bro. Peter, that was the most fun I've had on a Saturday morning, bro. Early on a Saturday morning in a long time.
Oh yeah, Saturday morning soccer parlays are where it's at, man. You can go crazy.
Oh yeah.
You can go.
I won once, and then I just went crazy and gave it all back to him. But it was good. It was fun, man. It was the best $20 I ever spent in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You were up.
The best $10. The best $10 I ever spent. Yep.
Sane sends me vuvuzelas and like, ole, 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 ole. Oh, he's betting soccer again. I can always tell he's betting soccer.
Oh yeah, man. I got up Saturday morning betting soccer.
Hey, we got to play at some point today on the show. We got to play that guy hitting that Z sharp note because that's killing me. I can't stop laughing at that thing. I must have played it 100 times already. Mm-hmm. We're gonna play it for you. It's when keeping it righteous goes wrong, and that's what happens here. Sometimes, you always hear the stories about when God, the Spirit of the Lord, intervenes with good singers. But what happens when the Spirit of the Lord intervenes with people who can't sing?
You can't hold it in though, man. You gotta let it out.
Does the Lord give you not only the inspiration to sing, but the ability? No, he does not.
No.
He just gives you the inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta sing.
You gotta work.
You gotta sing to yourself.
I feel like singing. Can I sing? No, I can't. But I feel like singing nonetheless.
Let it out there.
All right.
Text lines are open. Phone lines are open.
Yeah. The AutoZone listener line is open for business, 360-8255, 901-360-8255. It is, of course, a busy week for so many folks out there, getting your last-minute shopping done, getting everything else done. Kids are out of school, and so now you're all just trying to kind of get everything, scramble around and do everything that you can do.
And hide it. You got to hide it too, Peter.
That's true. And you got like how many kids you got?
4, 17, 16, 13, and 7.
That's too many. That's too much. That's too much hiding.
Darian, you're an actual father to your children.
And they all sleeping.
See?
Was that Mr. Humphreys? Are you free?
Darian, do you actually father your children?
Was that an Are You Being Served reference?
Are you
oh
being
my God,
served?
Darian, look at you.
Come on, what do you mean? Are you being? Of course.
Are you free, Mr.
Are you free,
Humphreys?
Mr. Humphreys? Come on, man. You give
Mr.
me no
Rumbold?
credit. Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yes,
Look at
are
this.
you
That's
being
fun.
served? That's what I thought he was doing.
I'm talking now
PBS,
to
man,
a-
Channel 10, 10 o'clock every night. I watch Are You Being Served.
I'm talking here now on location with an actual Menfrican who claims to raise his children. Tell us more. Man, something is wrong with society, bro. Like something is seriously wrong with people. Like I just gave up, man. I've given up on people being good people. I share my frustration.
Giving up on people being good people?
Yeah,
altogether?
Yeah, there are a few, man.
Wow.
But hey, God saved this world for I think 2, I believe. I think He gave us grace over 2 people. But anyway, I don't know.
Woo.
But I'm on Twitter, man. I put a thing. I'm like, okay, the responses to this game is just kind of what makes me kind of cringe.
Oh, man, the mentions are a complete disaster.
Lady comes in. Oh, I love college sports. I hate the pros. I go to her page. I'm like, I ain't gonna tell you what her page said. Go look at my Twitter. I'm like, lady, okay. I'm no shock that you hate professional athletes. No shock at all. But anyway.
Ain't all you hate. No, the mentions are just a complete meltdown spot. So for all these reasons, so obviously we're talking about the game that did not happen on Saturday up in Nashville. Everyone making the trip, lots of Tiger fans making that trip, have paid for hotels, done all that stuff. We're expecting to see at some point a college basketball game, and a very important college basketball game for both teams, but in particular for the Tigers. The end of the series, and who knows what happens from here. But the last game, at least, that's scheduled in the series between Memphis and Tennessee. So a big game for a whole bunch of reasons. And then the word comes in about 9:30 or so that the game's not going to happen.
Ain't happening
because of protocols, and because 2 Tiger players. At the time, we didn't know. That was the kind of the whispers were that 2 Tiger players were positive. We didn't know, but come to find out that it was Tyler Harris and Landers Nolly that were both positive. And so as a result of that, and then what Penny Hardaway alluded to on Sunday as, the protocol situation, they would have only had 4 players that could have possibly played in the game. So that meant that obviously that they had to, cancel the game, which was obviously a huge disaster, not least of which because so many people, took their final Saturday before Christmas to go up and make a day of it, go to Nashville, spend the money, hundreds of dollars in a hotel. Hotels were not cheap because this was a hot ticket.
People knew what was coming. Yeah.
Both sides of the state, are coming in to stay there. So, you're plopping down $200 or more, $250, $300 for a room anywhere near the arena. Hey man, that is a lot of money for anybody, and to see something that never actually comes off, never actually happens, and the reason why it doesn't happen to be so negligent and ridiculous is really stunning to me. And so Sunday, Penny talks to the media on the Zoom call and said, among many other things, that he probably overstated, probably misspoke when he said that 90% of the team was vaccinated, which is obviously, if you do the math, you can certainly agree with that. The fact that 2 players got it who were unvaccinated tells you right there that that's less than 90% were vaccinated. The part that I think seems to elude people, Anthony's saying, that when we're talking about this, because the fact that Penny didn't seem to know or care about the vaccination status of his team prior to this incident happening is pretty shocking. But it's not even about the health and safety part of it. I mean, that is obviously something that you want to take, you should be very concerned about. You should want to get your guys, taken care of. You should want to get your guys vaccinated. But even beyond that, it's your job as the coach to understand the vaccination status of your team so that you can know if guys end up in protocol, if guys get a positive test, how does that get affected? How do you deal with all this stuff? You're in close contact. Well, it turns out that because the protocols would have said that anybody that was vaccinated could have gone on and played. And so the fact that only 4 people were eligible to play tells you that not only are not 90% of people vaccinated, probably not even 40% of people are vaccinated on that team. And so, that in and of itself is an issue because, from an organizational standpoint, that's kind of a dereliction of duty. But even more so from, how do you not know that? How do you not know what's going on within your team? How do you not have an idea of what's happening? How are you caught this cold? How are you blindsided, hours before a game? Like, it's just.
But Peter, you can't. This is in quotation. You can't make players get a vaccine. Your response.
My response is, no, you can't. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do a much better job of encouraging them to do so, which doesn't seem to have happened here. Number two, actually knowing whether or not they had done it or not, which he didn't seem to know.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, caring whether they've done it or not, which
he didn't seem to care.
Seemed to have happened, one way or the other. That's the part, the administrative part. It seems to me more and more that Penny Hardaway doesn't seem to think that coaching basketball extends any further than actually being out on a basketball court. Like the involvement of when he's on on the sideline for the game, sure. When he's at practice, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But any kind of administrative stuff, the off-the-court stuff, the stuff with James Wiseman was handled extremely poorly and has led to the IARP situation, and we can talk about that because the IARP has finally had its first ruling. It wasn't for Memphis, but they finally had a ruling that came down earlier this morning. So it led directly to that and to more scrutiny from the NCAA. That's part of his administration. The way that the first Tennessee game between them was handled and the nonsense that surrounded it was exacerbated by Penny, rather than settled down by Penny. Why would Tennessee want any part of this series? The series has been nothing but like nonsense for them. Like it's just been, the first year was the fight and the fist clenching and all this business.
Forgot about that.
That was all that nonsense, which was ridiculous and stupid. Now this year, it's a game that can't even be played. That Tennessee had to go into a scrimmage as a result of that. Other coaches around the league are when Penny's going to try to pick up a high major game as a result of this, they're going to say, do you know, are you guys vaccinated? Are they going to be vaccinated as a result? I mean, why are you going to play this team now? Why are you going to schedule that knowing that it's in jeopardy at any point in time? You're not going to. You're not going to upend your season. So all those reasons. It's not just about quote unquote making the kids get vaccinated.
Right.
That's not even really it. It's the administrative part that goes around it.
Right. I got a response to that too, but let me clear up something. When you were talking, I might have missed you saying this, because I listened to Greg and Eli this morning, and Greg was saying that he had heard that Tyler Harris was vaccinated. Did you say something about that neither of the guys were? Did you say something like that?
That's what I thought. I thought neither one of them.
But yeah, Greg was saying that he had heard that Tyler was vaccinated. So just clearing that up. Glory to God. But okay, I asked you the question, Peter. Can you make a player get vaccinated, right? Can you, whatever. The clear answer to that is no, right?
Yeah.
All right, I asked you another question. Can you make a player commit to your school?
No.
Can you make a player play a position that he didn't play in high school, he's never played before? No. Can you make a player go to school?
No.
But you make a concerted effort to put your time and resources and effort into getting that player to do that.
Can you encourage them to do those things?
Yeah.
Can you make those things
because those things are a priority to you. Those are,
Yes, exactly. Because those things are important to you.
Can you make a player not get paid to play sports as an amateur without Can you make a player not accept free meals from local people who want to take them out to eat or whatever? No. But you put things in place, safeguards, you put things in motion to prevent those things from happening or to make those things happen.
Yep.
There was no effort. This clearly wasn't a priority, because things that are a priority, they happen at schools everywhere. That's the part, to me, when I woke up this morning and got the details of what happened this weekend, that's the part that really discouraged me as far as the University of Memphis side is concerned. Like, okay, you guys clearly didn't prioritize this if Penny's saying that I'm just doing quick math. You're much better than this to me. If Penny's saying that only 4 guys were eligible, I'm assuming that those 4 players were in fact vaccinated, right? And other players who weren't.
That would be the fair assumption.
Right. And we're also going to throw in that Tyler Harris was vaccinated. I've heard that a couple times today that he was vaccinated. So if you've got 5 guys that are vaccinated, how many on your team? 15, 17?
15, something like that.
That ain't 90.
That ain't 90.
It ain't 50. It's more like 33%.
I mean, this is not a football team.
Yeah.
You're not talking about like 85. It's pretty easy to keep up with the numbers on this one. Like you got a dozen and a little bit more guys to keep up with. It ain't that hard to figure out keep a checklist, like who's vaccinated, who's not.
Right. Hey, Pete, I'm going to say this. I'm gonna defend Lisa, who texted in. Lisa says that I believe that Penny should have handled this differently, but Peter, it seems that you're wearing your true orange colored glasses. Rick Barnes had foolishness going on during the last game. Hey, I can't stand Rick Barnes. I think he's being super petty about this whole thing. I think he's a jerk. I think he's a goof. I'm not taking Tennessee's side at all. But, bro, there is no excuse for, like, bro,
No, this was
the smoke here, man. We were back for the smoke. We wanted the smoke all over again. I watched a 3-hour pep rally for this stuff. I sat in the seat for 3 hours in Memphis Madness, man. 4 hours almost for the smoke.
Y'all ain't
vaccinated? Y'all ain't vaccinated? Oh my God, bro! I can't. Oh, it's making me mad.
This is some of the stuff I get in. This is some of the stuff I get in my mentions, which really just is stupid. With respect to Lisa, who I think Lisa's
dope, man.
Good listener, good.
Yeah.
But I take, like, you've heard me talk for years about this whole situation, about Memphis, about Tennessee. I'm not.
I've never heard you say anything about.
If anything, I'm harder on Tennessee than I am on. And I don't even look at it like that.
I never heard you say anything about Vols basketball at all. I mean, I might be wrong.
I don't even like. I don't know. It's not even. It just doesn't even occur to me. Like, that's. I don't understand that whole concept. I know in other markets, like, I've gotten some stuff from, like, people in Knoxville. They're like, oh, even the guy from Memphis is like, he's saying, like, no, that's not my job. My job is not to be a homer.
Yeah, man.
There are some people who work for the University of Memphis, and so obviously their opinions, are going to be
a little skewed,
a little bit by the fact that they're employed there. That's fine. I mean, everyone knows that going in. You just have to accept that. That's the way that it goes. I'm not that person. I'm not employed by the University of Tennessee. I'm not like a Tennessee fan to the degree. Like, I can separate my fandom from my job. This has nothing to do. If it had been the other way around, it would have been the exact same discussion. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have been as heated because we're not in Knoxville. But I mean, like, we wouldn't be talking to the people who. But I've had so many people get in touch with me one way or the other via emails or via tweets or some other. Some of even my personal friends have gotten in touch with me that traveled up there. Obviously I'm friends with a million Tiger fans. That's just being in Memphis. That's what you're going to be. Who are furious about this. They've spent, hundreds of dollars that were wasted for nothing.
Literally
nothing. For nothing. In addition to the fact that this is a huge game that the Tigers desperately needed for their NCAA tournament hopes. Mm-hmm. And they're playing really well and really felt good and confident going into this thing. Hey, there's an opportunity and it was blown for
nothing. It's
entirely
the
preventable,
entirely
silly, stupid, ridiculous, totally immature, unprofessional reasons. And that's he's just not taking the job seriously.
Yeah, you can't be. And here's the thing. People have to understand that, like, it's okay to be a fan of something, but to be a fan of something or someone, because I'm trying to let this bleed over into real world concepts as well, because we start endorsing certain people and we think we have to say that everything that they're doing we're okay with it. It's okay to be a fan of something and say, well, that particular thing I'm not a fan of.
Absolutely. You don't have to defend everything that somebody does.
And if you don't see it that way, you kind of have an unhealthy relationship with that team or that person or that candidate or whatever you're doing. Like you're not in a good place.
It's like your like your partner, your husband, your wife, whoever you're with, your friends. Like, you don't let anything go. You don't let them treat you like however just because they're in that relationship. That doesn't work like that.
Right.
You got to, like, hold people to a standard. And if you don't, you're not doing them a favor. And that's the part that's frustrating. To me, people are not holding Penny to a standard here. They're just saying, "Oh, it's Penny, so everything's cool." Like,
let me address another text at the AutoZone listener. Yeah, it's cool. Real fast. Texas says Tyler Harris is vaccinated. Everything you're saying you have an entire compliance department for that keeps up with that. Before the Alabama game, y'all weren't caring and saying you weren't going to the game. Tyler Harris being vaccinated is a fact. Oh, it might be a fact, but doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like, that's not why Memphis wasn't able to play that game.
No.
Let me say that again. For those of you who've been listening to radio all day long, and I guess you didn't catch this, the reason why the game had to be canceled wasn't because Tyler Harris had COVID. It wasn't because Landers Nolley had COVID. It doesn't matter whether either one of those two were vaccinated or not. The rules clearly state that if any player that's not vaccinated, when there's a case on your team, those players are ineligible. because they're not vaccinated. Those are the rules. That's why Memphis couldn't play. That's why we were upset about it. And the thing is, it's going to keep going. Like, if those guys aren't vaccinated, anytime anybody gets sick with COVID, none of those guys can play.
Same stuff.
It's more than just a Tennessee game thing.
It changes the protocol. Absolutely.
Like, I don't understand why people aren't seeing it. Like, they've already canceled another game that's coming this week. Anytime, in the way the Omicron is moving, there are going to be more cases. And every time there's a case, everyone that's not vaccinated can't play. I don't understand why people
unless you're going to have them practice in, like, separate bubbles somehow and, like, keep everyone fully separated. Man. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
it's
just
wild.
get vaccinated.
Now, if you don't want to get upset, if you don't want to blame, the University of Memphis or Penny or administration over there, that's fine. But it's just a strange side to take of this when you see that this season, which is supposed to be a lot better than this. You win the Alabama game, looking like you're sitting up there, still have a great season. It could very much be derailed all over again because of this COVID stuff. I really don't think people understand what the protocols are. They're so stuck in this Memphis versus Tennessee thing that you're missing it because of that mistake. If because of that mistake, you can ruin the whole season. Like, and that's the reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because you're going to struggle to find another game like this. And when you do, it's probably going to be at a disadvantageous time. You're going to have to just squeeze it in the middle of your season. Mm-hmm. And again, there's not been an apology that I'm aware of to the fans.
Totally mishandled
or anything like that. Just no one saying, "Hey, man, we're really sorry." It was, basically the best Penny got was like it was sort of unfortunate how it turned out. It wasn't like, "Hey, we're sorry that we completely messed this thing up and cost you hundreds of dollars that you thought you were going to spend on a game that never actually happened and didn't need to be canceled." That's the frustrating thing. We'll talk more about it. We'll get to your texts on the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255 as we continue here live and local on Grindtime, Real Sports Talk, Sports 5698.5.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
The soothing scent of Vicks VapoRub. It's only one of the most iconic smells ever. That cooling, comforting scent generations of families have come to trust to help them feel better. And now you trust to soothe your family. Pick up some Vicks VapoRub in the little blue jar and wrap yourself with the calm only Vicks VapoRub can bring. Vicks VapoRub, always there for you.
The holidays are fast approaching, so start on your list now at Mid-South Hobbies. E-Flight Airplanes, Athearn Trains. Mid-South Hobbies has a huge selection of cars, trucks, and boats from Arma, Losi, Axial 1/10 and 1/24 scale cars, trucks, and crawlers. Spectrum batteries and all accessories are here now. Santa shops local. Hope you do too. Make your holidays fun and exciting at Mid-South Hobbies. Open 7 days a week at 4862 Summer at Mendenhall. Call 901-682-9402 for more details and information. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Mid-South Hobbies.
So this was going to be one of those central barbecue spots where I encourage everybody to get ribs for people as stocking stuffers.
But?
Well, I was listening to your show.
Oh, really?
Sure, I listen every day, seething with jealousy. But I heard one of your spots that had the code word big head.
Yeah, that's right.
I always thought you were probably sensitive about the big head thing.
No. I accept that I have a big head.
Huge.
Maybe we should just get back to Central Barbecue.
Well, I'm going to get back to the whole Central Barbecue makes the perfect holiday gift. But seriously, look at that pumpkin.
Let's just...
I mean, that thing could have its own weather system.
Okay, we get it. Let's get back to...
I know. Central Barbecue gift cards are a great stocking stuffer. How the hell do you even buy hats?
I don't.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so frustrated. Save us, John. Save us!
We need him. We need him now.
The child
More
savior.
than ever.
And we pray for this dude, man. Y'all tell me you
Unless
gotta
a
pray
Jah
for
is born.
You gotta pray for this team, man.
Jah is born.
Y'all didn't tell us we had to pray that they had to go get vaccinated. Y'all didn't tell us that part.
No.
Oh yeah.
We kind of thought.
Oh yeah.
None
of us are vaccinated.
We kind of thought y'all would take care of that. Kind of thought y'all would take care of that business.
While y'all are praying, yeah, none of us.
One Pretty Pearl, our friend One Pretty Pearl on the AutoZone listener line says 4 people were eligible. 4. How do we not know this? How are people still not understanding this 2 friggin' years later? That's a great question. I don't understand it, and I don't understand how people are. Well, I do understand. It's fandom. It's toxic fandom. Fandom is toxic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In some of these situations, and it blinds you to the reality of what's going on. It makes you make it where you don't want to see the reality of what's actually happening, and so you just kind of cover it up. You say, oh, this person's a Tennessee fan. Oh, this person's a
give a crap about that.
It doesn't. That's not even what we're. That's nothing compared to what we're talking about here. We're talking about safety. We're talking about basic protocols. Like the question I had: what organization would you be able to work for now, and be like a CEO? Because Penny's the CEO of Tiger Basketball, basically. What organization would you be able to be a leader in and not have any idea about virus protocols?
Something that's that crucial,
team?
man.
For will you be able to have meetings? Will you be able to go and come to the office? Will you be able to go here? Do you have to go there? Who's got it's critical. It doesn't matter how well you prepare your team if they can't actually play the game. What's the point? And I just it's such a shocking dereliction of duty. And then to listen to Penny afterwards, acting like it's just nothing. The tone was just crazy to me. Like, it was crazy. Like, he was acting like, yeah, what are you going to do? Guys weren't vaccinated. Hey. Okay. Hey, yeah, we didn't know. That's weird. Anyway. Huh? I didn't get the sense of, any kind of, responsibility or, really a bunch of concern or, alarm or oh, my gosh, we were, this was crazy. How did we mess this thing up? What? None of that.
Especially when something like that, only something like that can destroy your whole season.
Yeah, and you to only have 4 people that could have theoretically been eligible. I can only assume that they were, because a lot of people. Now here's the thing: a lot of people have said yeah, look at the NBA right now. Look at all the, they're 95% vaccinated, 98% vaccinated, whatever it is, and they're still having to cancel. And that's true. That's very true. You still have
those
to
are people actually have positive cases of COVID. This game that game Saturday should have been played.
Yes, those are almost entirely actual positive cases amongst those players, not necessarily close contacts, except for those who are. Still unvaccinated, which is basically why Kyrie Irving was immediately activated and then immediately put into COVID protocols 2 seconds after he was activated, because of stuff like that. So, listen, that's one of the differences, and the other difference is that you can't tell people what to do, you can't make people get vaccinated. But at this point, we've put 9 billion shots in arms around the world. 9 billion. If there were significant side effects, you would be seeing something, right?
Yeah.
And there are a handful of cases around the world where something has happened, as is the case with 9 billion. Yeah. As with anything, like plane flights, like all that stuff, out of, you travel with 9 billion people travel, some of them are going to have, some kind of an issue. It's, very, very unusual, but it happens. But the vast majority, 99.999% of those 9 billion have been perfectly fine and have had no issues whatsoever. So you're telling me at this point, I get I get that people were skeptical back in the early days. Bro, it's over.
We're like a year into this now.
Yeah, we got some really good data on this whole thing, and on top of that, as if you needed any more encouragement, if you look at the numbers of people who are getting Omicron and who are vaccinated and who are boosted, if they get it, the level of severity is vastly smaller than those who get it who are unvaccinated, or even those who only have 2 shots. Everyone really needs to go and get that third.
Yeah.
The death rate, the hospitalization rate, it's so much different. I mean, there's not, you don't need to, it's just crazy to me that we're still having this conversation. So on top of everything else, man, it just makes sense. Like, as a coach, you would want your players to be in the best possible position.
And a Texas,
go ahead, I assume Penny's vaccinated, right? Do we know Penny? Penny's vaccinated, I assume, right?
I'd assume.
And has he said it?
Let me see what I'm trying to say, man. Let me get my words out. All right. Hold on. I'm going through Texas. Somebody said something about, okay, yeah, here it is. Texas says, y'all are jumping on Penny, but this is happening everywhere. It's not. Look at Cronin at UCLA. Penny is seen as a bad guy, but you got nobody saying Penny's a bad guy. But you got Mark Few looking like a saint, but he driving around intoxicated, double standard. What happens if Penny got a DUI? Y'all would want him fired. All right. It has nothing to do with nothing. What happened here isn't happening everywhere. I'm not going to believe that there are college coaches out here that had no grasp on whether their players are vaccinated or not. Going into a season that matters this much in the eyes of that coach, the players, the city, the university, and fans paying money, fans in stands, and there's no way that I'm going to believe that he walked into the season blindly, like not knowing if his players are vaccinated or not. And if he doesn't know that, that's a problem. Like, there's nothing. That's not like, well, that's life. No, you went into the season knowing that you got a ticking time bomb in your back pocket. Because, like I said, anytime there's a case, if as long as you have that many players that are non-vaccinated, every time you have a case on your team, no one is vaccinated can play, regardless of what their test is.
It's going to be a huge problem.
It's just the rule. Yeah,
it's just going to be a huge problem for you for the entire season. It's just going to be a huge problem for you. So I just don't. Again, I just cannot. I cannot for the life of me understand. What's happening. I just can't. I can't do it. It's crazy to me that we've gotten to this point where people still don't understand the protocols, like the concepts of protocols, and
right.
In addition to all the other.
Texas comes in again. He says only 4 players eligible to play. So that means that 10, 11 players are unvaccinated. We're going to throw in Tyler Harris. People are saying that Tyler Harris is vaccinated. Throw him in there. These guys have been playing Russian roulette all season. Yes. Knowing that if anything happens, they're done.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the Omicron situation means that that you're getting a lot more spread. Spread is, how many of these, I don't know about you, Zane, but just anecdotally, I know of, a lot more cases that I've heard of from people who are even triple vaxxed and who are getting it. Like it does seem as though we're dealing with a pretty intense time that started. That's true, pretty much anywhere you look as far as the case levels and stuff goes. So even if it's a case that's mild, which we hope all of them are, you're still dealing with COVID, you're still dealing with the contagiousness, you still have to, take great precautions to avoid doing everything you can. Like it doesn't make any sense from a competitive standpoint. Never mind anything else. From a competitive standpoint, it would be like, not bringing the proper amount of helmets to a football game. Like, why would you not do that?
Can't make the kids wear a helmet, man.
You can't make them wear a helmet. Like, yeah, you can. We've mandated that. You can't make them do it. Like, no, you have. There's certain things you just have to know. There's certain things you have to do. This is one of them. Like, we encourage people, man. We encourage them every day. Get vaccinated. There's so many teams who have, Ole Miss basketball made a big deal about being 100% vaccinated before the season started. Ole Miss football was 100% vaccinated. They really encouraged it and pushed it hard, and it makes a difference. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, guys don't want to get vaccinated." Okay, all right. There's lots of reasons why. Some people are just scared of needles. Honestly, like some people just they don't want to admit that, but they're just scared of needles, and so they don't want to get vaccinated for anything. Well, we can work with that. We can get over that. We can make that happen. No problem. But we got to get these folks vaccinated.
Yeah.
And then, more importantly than that, Penny's got to take some responsibility for something, man.
Yeah. You can't just pray everything away, man.
He's passing the buck on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the players' fault that they're not playing well. It's it's somebody else's. We didn't know about this stuff. Who could? How am I supposed to know? what guys are vaccinated and what guys are not. Just take some responsibility, man. Be the coach.
Can I tell you who else I'm mad at after the break?
Yeah.
Can we dedicate this entire hour to Tiger basketball? Yeah. When we come back from the break, I'll
Jay
tell you who else
and
I'm
listen,
mad at.
and Jay Lou says, I hear y'all talking about the unvaccinated. My aunt died Saturday night because all the beds are full at the hospital. This is the problem. I think if you're unvaccinated and you get sick, you should be frozen out. I'm hurting because people are selfish. Yep.
Yeah, that's real.
That's that's the real. That's the effect that people don't want to talk about. But that's another one. God help you if you go and if you got a heart attack or a stroke or something. Sorry, you got these unvaccinated folks in there.
Yeah,
I've always said if you don't believe the science for vaccines, you shouldn't believe the science to go to a doctor when you're sick. Why do you believe that science? Why do you believe the treatment that they give you? If you don't believe them when they say, "Hey, this is going to help you," why do you believe? Oh, no. Why don't you go to church?
I want to be saved, man. I want to be saved.
Go to church. Real, go. This is my man here. Listen to my man here.
Something about the name Jesus.
Strangely enough, it's 4 of them up here. Y'all know that, right?
I know.
Man, shut up, man. Come out, bro. It's ridiculous.
I was waiting to get to
you. Oh, God, I can't deal with it. It hurts. It hurts. Oh. It's like somebody hit with a cattle prod. Like,
oh, man.
Like I said, God will inspire you to sing, but he doesn't always give you the talent to go along with it. You just have to kind of.
No. I'm out, man.
Oh, man.
I can't take much.
One more time. Come on, Darian. Just one more time. Come on.
Something about the name Jesus. Something about the name. Oh, God.
It said it was a Z sharp. Oh, it was a Z sharp. Oh, man. And there's a big dude next to him who just loses it. As soon as he hears it, he just loses. He's gone. He's gone.
Bro, and
he's like, I can't believe you tried that, man. I cannot believe you tried that.
I'm going on a little mini rant. A lot of people probably get mad at me when we get back, but I've been sitting on it all morning long. I'll get it off. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you fire it off, man. You fire it off.
Yeah, it's coming.
You gotta do. When we come back. Real Sports 695.
This is your buddy Johnny Radio wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And don't forget to join me for Happy Hour, 11 to 1, Monday through Friday, right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Italian Tuesday, spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Santa's ready to put you in a new sleigh today at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. And Rudolph's got 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 with 43 mpg highway at $16,612 or $199 a month. Get where you're going in style with 2022 Eclipse Cross, $26,332 or only $319 a month. And new 2022 Outlander at $369 a month. And these are not leases. You own them. Plus, get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Get your new sleigh today at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 2.64 APR. G4 NHF000210 MSRP 18,335. Eclipse NZO 44032 MSRP 28.6. Outlander NZO 43,358 MSRP 31,040. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 12/31/21. Dealer stock only.
2 of college football's most exciting offenses will clash in this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl as Mississippi State takes on Texas Tech. This one could be a scoreboard buster. Then at halftime, there's more high-octane entertainment with Jason D. Williams.
Whole lot of shaking going on.
It's all happening December 28th at 5:45. Get your tickets today by calling 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Oh man, I've only listened to that 10 more times in the break.
It's all good.
I can't. My ribs hurt laughing so hard. I can't.
My guy Calvin over there dying laughing.
Calvin, me and Calvin are on the same page, man. I was not. I said to my wife, and I was just waiting for it, and then all of a sudden I hear this just incredible laugh. I'm like, yep, she got it. It's the best. It's the best. All right, so you were saying you're getting mad at people. Anthony saying here in Grind Time, no Mayor Mike today. So it's just pure anger for Anthony saying apparently.
Yeah.
So who you mad at now?
I got a text from Mike. He was tied up when we tried to call him. We was trying to see if we can work something in for hour 2, possibly with him. Yeah, man, let me get this off, man, real fast, because this whole thing has been kind of bothering me, bro. Like we're mad at Penny Hardaway. I'm not mad at Penny. It's just very disappointing that the reason why we didn't play that game is because of players not being vaccinated, and I'm definitely not mad at these kids. You've seen, Twitter Spaces and all these type of things where people are, talk bad about these kids or whatever, or Memphis fans have talked bad about these kids and they're disappointed at. I'm upset at a lot of grown people, man. I'm mad at a lot of adults today. Because these 18, 19, 20, 25-year-olds in the case of DeAndre Williams, they're 35, allegedly 25. Their minds are subject to a lot of BS, whether it be Twitter, TikTok or YouTube or music and social media, and their minds are easily distracted by a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. But we've all sat back and watched good and grown people do the same ridiculous things. And if there are kids on that team who are super confused about the vaccine, I get it, man. You know what I mean? Because as an adult, there are people who say that our show talks about politics, which is odd because I'm probably the most politically green person in the world. I do not. If you told me, if you had $100 in my face that's saying who's the governor of Tennessee, no clue. I've heard his name before, but I have no clue who that dude. I can't tell you his name. Bill Lee, is that it? Bill Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would have made. I would have made the 100. I would have made that money. All right, but I don't know, man. Like I think all this stuff is just wild, crazy. I don't get into politics at all. All right, but for people who, our show is the one on this station, as they say, talks about politics, quote unquote politics. All right, and from a person who doesn't give a rat's hind parts about that, it gets confusing to me when you sit back and you see, okay, one man is the president. He's bragging about his vaccine that's coming. You remember that? He was bragging about his vaccine,
Yeah.
and then when he doesn't get his way, when he didn't win the presidency, now it's like, hey, don't take that vaccine that's coming, the one that was supposed to be mine, but since I'm not the president, it's not mine anymore. Like, don't go do that.
But he admitted over the weekend
that he is vaccinated.
He has boosted and vaccinated.
Yeah, so you have people who do those type of things.
It's so funny because you have the crowd, and the crowd was like, he's like, no, don't be like he's gotten people to be like they're mad for him getting.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is we're living out this nonsense in front of kids, in front of teenagers. And when the University of Memphis, when it started being a little talk of, well, should we make it mandatory to get vaccinated to go to our beautiful university? Oh, no! No! You got all that, right? Am I right? That happened, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then when the Memphis Grizzlies said, hey, if you come up in here, you got to be vaccinated. You got to show us proof. No, they're my rights. I know my rights. Right? All that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that these kids, you exercise their right, now we're looking at everybody like they're the villain. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is what you asked for. You wanted the total freedom and do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm upset with Penny. I'm disappointed with Penny because he did what it took. The players did what it took to turn this season back around. You took a very important game, probably your last important game after all those games that you screwed off. That game didn't happen, and it was because of negligence.
Yep.
Not because
entirely preventable situation.
Not because your team wasn't good enough. Not because you went to Nashville and got beat. Because the game never happened, and it's all the University of Memphis' fault that there weren't enough players there to even lace up because of rules that were in place. Do I agree with the rules? I've said I think the rules are weird. I've said that on several outlets. Even said on my new podcast, NBA Sane Podcast, featuring Parker Fleming. Go check it out on all your podcast network, YouTube, etc. All right, but it's
Parker,
like
your co-host, or is he just the guest of the first?
Just the first week guest, yeah. You coming on with me next week, man?
You never asked me, so I mean,
I'm asking you right now, man. You got to be the first guest to come on. Is that what you're saying? You only want to be the first guest?
I mean, I'm a little disappointed I wasn't. But
Are we gonna do this right now in front of the guests?
That's right. We're gonna do it right now in front of everybody. No.
But I'm serious, man. Like,
I'm coming on with you, man.
Yeah, for sure. But like I'm just saying, bro, it's wild that we're pointing all these fingers at kids and Coach Hardaway, but this is what y'all wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Y'all didn't want the kids to have the mandatory to get vaccinated, right?
That's why. I mean, hey, that's what people.
You didn't even. I'm not even walking in the arena. I'm protesting. Brandon Baumgartner, Tiger superfan. I'm not going. But now you're in there. Like, you can't get mad at these players. We told them, exercise your rights, man. You got the right not to do it.
Yep. And
I hate that these people messed up all their money. When we came in here Friday, I was like, I ain't going up there. I told y'all that. Hey,
one of our favorite movies of all time, Choices. Choices have consequences. You can make a decision. You have the freedom to do lots of different things, but you also have to deal with the consequences of what happens when you do those things. You have the freedom to, go and punch somebody right in the face, but then you have to deal with the consequences of that decision. Like, there's all sorts of things you can do almost anything on earth once, and then you may have some consequences that might preclude you from doing it a second time. But you can do anything in the world you want to do. It's not about whether you can. It's about whether you should. We stopped asking that question a long time ago in this country in general. People are asking the question, okay, can you make me do this? No. But that's not the question.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, shouldn't you want to do this? shouldn't you want to do something to be selfless and to help your fellow man? I mean, we try to teach, kids to be selfless and to sacrifice for the greater good. That's kind of the whole thing. You want to teach teamwork. You want to teach, this is one of the ultimate teamwork things. Yeah, you might not necessarily love getting vaccinated. You might not necessarily love shots, but you're doing it for the team. You're doing it for the team Earth, team everybody, your fellow man. And in the case of the Tiger team, you're literally doing it for your team as well to make sure that everyone has a better chance of playing when it comes to this stuff. What happened to that?
Right. And I'm going to say this, Peter.
What happened to that? Isn't that something we used to like? Didn't we used to like, talk about that as an important thing? And didn't we used to like say that was a positive thing for everybody to be shooting for? Like, we don't care about selflessness anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care about that. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
And with all the stuff that we've heard about this team, all the things that have been said publicly, privately about this team, the stuff that just came out of Penny's mouth, the stuff that came out of the player's mouth, is dysfunctional and disjointed and as toxic as this whole season has been. Were you really surprised when you heard this story?
No. Sadly, no. Again, what surprised me and what shocked me and what set me off was just the attitude from Penny on Sunday. Just a seeming lack of concern and a lack of, real care about responding and, just to how lackadaisical he was about the whole thing. That part, that was the part that surprised me and frustrated me. The part that, protocols and things, those are going to happen over the course of a season, especially these kinds of seasons. You're seeing it with pretty much every team at some point in time. But you can do a lot to minimize that. You can do a lot to help that, and they didn't do any of that stuff to help that. There's lots of teams that are going above and beyond the standard protocols to make sure that their teams are well aware and that their fans are well aware of the situation, so they don't spend money that they don't have to, and they don't go and spend hours and up and down the road for a reason that doesn't even end up mattering. It's silly stuff. But the other thing right as we take this break, this stuff just kind of made me think about this because I've just been just bummed out about where we are as a society. Because it just seems like we're and I was reading a book. It's a good book. But one of the things that talks about one of the lessons that was learned there was one of the main characters talking about why is it that in society we seem to have no problem coming together to fight against something? Like it takes some kind of 9/11 or some kind of international military attack or something like that, and then we all sort of come together as a society to fight against somebody, against something. We have to have something to actually go against. Why can we never do that for something or somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we ever come together for somebody?
Something wrong with us, Pete.
Why don't we come together for the betterment of everybody else before it requires us to fight against somebody? Why does it always have to be an against? And in this case, again, we talk about with these things, it's people are, you're against my rights, you're against this, you're against that. No, we're all trying to help this world be better. We're trying to help this world be safer. I don't know. It's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's really been just a wild weekend. It's just a wild day. Just hearing what comes out of people's mouths, man. Like, bro, really?
No question about
and we started off joking about the thing, but that was real stuff that's coming out of people's mouths. That players that Memphis recruits, they go to city schools and they have bad parents and single parent homes. Yeah. There was real stuff that was coming from.
Oh yeah.
Across
for sure.
Cross state. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate over there.
Yeah,
I can promise you that.
Wonder why I stayed my black behind at the house Saturday morning. Wonder why I didn't take the trip. Like, I don't have time for this. That's how those people think, man.
No. Shouldn't have to deal with that stuff, man. Very sad. We'll come back hour number 2. We'll talk about some better news. Because I think tonight's going to be the night. Tonight's the night. Please, my whole crew makes G's. Tonight's the night, baby. So blow up on these. Tonight. Everybody sing it. Sing it with me.
Man, John,
Hour
man,
number
I
2.
don't have time for this.
On the way. Grind time. Real Sports Star Sports 5698.5.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Whether it's Miramichi, Cherokee, Galloway, or any of the numerous courses around town, you'll find me, Sheldon Rosengarten, with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors, stinking up the course, because I've been known as the worst golfer in town. But along with that tag, people often say that when it comes to selling homes, when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Yes, I spend most of my time making sure my clients get the absolute best and most successful strategic marketing program. Darn it, I hate hitting triple bogeys, but I'd rather be making my clients more for their homes quicker. And who else is going to tell you that if you're thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure that Sheldon is one of them. Remember this, write it down. You can reach me, Sheldon Rosengarten, at MemphisRelocate.com or 4830546. That's MemphisRelocate.com or 4830546. Do it now.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
It would be impossible to list all the reasons to visit Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young this month. For one thing, there isn't a better place to enjoy sports than at Sweetgrass Next Door. This is the friendliest neighborhood bar in town, a comfortable place where you can enjoy college football, college basketball, the NFL, the NBA, and more with a staff that actually enjoys your company. The food is the best of any bar in town. The drinks are the drinks you dream of, and the people are the people you want to get to know. It's the best neighborhood bar in town. It's Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Something wrong with you, man.
What is that? I don't know. I don't know. Come on, Peter, get with me, bro.
Peter busy. Look at him.
Stand at your dress cause it's see-through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that you. Yeah, me too.
Look at my stun. Look at my stun. Look at my stun.
I didn't realize how much this song sounds like working on the weekend like usual.
Oh, for real? Oh.
Listen to it.
Here you go. There you go. I love it when you call me Big Pop. There you go. There you go.
Pete,
there you go.
Right
there you go.
True player.
My girl got a girlfriend. Come on.
She call her Minnie Mouse.
She living. She a squeak.
Oh.
Hour
number 2 is here. Hour number 2 is here. We're going to talk a little bit about some happier things. Hour number 1 was a rough situation. You know, we're all everyone's upset, man.
All right, we're all just discombobulated.
It's an upsetting situation, to be quite honest with you. Everyone's just it's unnecessary nonsense and ridiculousness and all sorts of stuff like that. So hopefully we can. I don't know. We can all feel a little bit better in this hour number 2. Tigers did not play, obviously, but Grizzlies did and played Friday night. Managed to get out of Sacramento with not only a victory, but without seemingly too many COVID situations. Although Zaire Williams is in the protocols, but I mean, frankly, that's fine. And again, it's him being out, as we talked about, 3 weeks ago. That's a big deal in terms of the rotation because he was one of the worst rotation players in basketball. So the fact that he's been out of the rotation has made the Grizzlies bench much better. But it couldn't last. It couldn't last forever. Nothing good lasts forever, as we all know. Life is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so here as we begin hour number 2, presented by our friends at Poultry Power, we have to begin with a little bit of a sadness as the Grizzlies lost a game. It wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great performance. There were some issues.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, we kind of all knew, look, it's going to happen. They end up winning 10 of 12 without Ja Morant, because I presume that Ja will be back tonight. We'll talk about that coming up. That's a tremendous run. I mean, that's tremendously. You would take that. You wouldn't even dream to be able to take that. Like, that's insanely good. So, you know what? It happens, right? And my only concern, I guess, if I have a concern at this point, saying is Jaren Jackson Jr. Is struggling a little bit. The 3-point shot is not there, so that's a slight concern of mine. But other than that, I would say not much to speak of.
Yeah, like you said, the Grizzlies won 10 out of 12 without Ja. You felt like that second loss of those 12 games had to come soon. I hate that it came to Portland. You know who's like starting to grow to me to be like a super annoying player, like really getting under my skin lately?
Damian Lillard?
No, Damian Lillard's been under my skin.
Powell.
Yeah, Norman Powell, bro.
Powell.
Yeah.
Norman Powell irritates me. Like I put on Twitter yesterday, he looks like one of the guest boyfriends on A Different World that like made a cameo, like a one-time, one-off. You know what I mean? Like one of Denise's boyfriends on the Cosby Show.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see that.
And he wears a T-shirt, but you don't really need to be wearing a T-shirt. Like poor Zaire Williams, you know what I mean? You all into that man lane, and Zaire's got a bad body, but come on, man.
No, listen. I think I'm glad that you mentioned that because I think we should ban the white T-shirt for a professional ball player.
Yeah.
You should not be allowed. If you're a professional ball player, you're a professional basketball player, you should not be allowed to wear a white T-shirt underneath your. It just looks terrible.
And if you do, if you're wearing something like a sleeve thing underneath, it needs to be like gear. It needs to be like the tight, like what's it called?
No. If you want to wear a sleeve,
not
thing
something that came in a pack. Don't crack a pack open. Don't crack a pack open.
It's got to be the same color. It's got to be the same color as your jersey, and it's got to be like a bodysuit or something like that.
Compression material.
It can't just be a white T-shirt with like a
folds.
Black
you can see the folds
jersey, like a Hanes that came out of the pack at Walmart. Like I bought a 3-pack of T-shirts and I'm gonna throw one of those on. No.
Yeah, man, we're not doing. We can't let guys do that, man.
You cannot let people do that. And we're getting to the point now where like the Grizzlies basically got a bunch of dudes that, dress in superhero costumes and then put their uniform on over it. I mean, they basically have full on bodysuits underneath. Jaren and Dylan basically are especially when they're wearing that kind of that gold, that yellow thing.
It's
It's like they're the Fantastic Four or something. Like what's happening here?
And then what's the name just looks extra goofy. What's the kid name? The Christian dude, Lecrae.
Sam Merrill.
No. We got a couple of Christians on the team now. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sure we have more than that. I mean, the super churchy little dudes we got on that team. Come on, man, Culver. Yeah. He's got the headband, the big loose shirt on. Like, man, come on, bro. Are you stuck in 2001?
No, we can't. I think if you're a pro, you got to wear.
Yeah, you got to wear.
You got to look the part. You got to look the part. I mean, like they don't let like PGA Tour golfers can't go out there with like little shorts and like jean shorts on and like a little untucked shirt. And all. You can't. No, you got to have certain pride in your appearance. But anyway, Grizzlies lose. But tonight. Tonight. Tonight's the perfect night for it. John Morant has been upgraded to questionable.
I feel it, Peter.
He got out of COVID protocols over the weekend.
I feel it. Damn it!
He got out of COVID protocols over the weekend, and he's feeling better. Before the game yesterday, he's doing windmill dunks, half-court shots. He's clearly feeling it. The question is, can you feel it?
Man, you think I'm going to be down because of some pointless basketball game that happened in Nashville? You think I'm going to get upset about that? With Big 12?
Amateur players! They don't even pay the players legally. Well, some of them do, I guess. But
when Big 12 about to get on the court, what?
Yeah, it's going to happen. And tonight's a perfect night because you're playing the Thunder. Thunder suck, so you have a nice. The closest thing to a warm-up game as you can get in the NBA.
We beat these dudes by 73 points last night. Hey,
that's without Ja.
Put down.
They might beat them.
We're gonna beat them by 100. We're gonna beat them by 100 tonight.
Wouldn't that'd be amazing? Final score: Grizzlies 195, Thunder 95. What?
Hey, bro, we about to win by 100. And you think I care about? I think I'm going to sit here and argue y'all about who was vaccinated, who wasn't. And you're talking about 4 or 5. We're not talking about 14 players or 15 players. You really want to argue about whether 4 guys are vaccinated or 5? Is that what we're doing? Is that what y'all want to do? You think I'm going to argue y'all about that when Big 12 is back?
Let me ask you a question.
Come on, man.
You think the Grizzlies know who's vaccinated and who's not?
Yes, 100%. I guarantee you. They know exactly who's been vaccinated and who hasn't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I guarantee you that everybody got vaccinated didn't really want to get vaccinated. They probably reluctantly did it. Mm-hmm. But they had several influences.
At the beginning of the season, I asked most of the Grizzlies players. I was the first one to do it because everyone else was nervous about it. I was like, I came up with the template to ask people about. And I said, if you want to talk about it, you can. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not going to make you. But if you care to share, and Kyle Anderson's like, he goes, Pete, that's a tough one. He goes, that's a tough one. So the guys are like, it's not something that's just cut and dried with them. So, but they still did it, and they did it because, gosh, it's crazy. They actually, wanted to, they cared about their teammates, they cared about themselves, and they wanted to do the right thing. It's just crazy to me that would be the case. And the Grizzlies, how about this? Actively encourage them to do it even better. So that's the stuff that we're talking about. Now, as far as on the court is concerned, I mentioned concern is not the right word, but like I was a little taken aback by what we've seen from Jaren Jackson Jr. Lately. He's kind of struggling. Got into foul trouble yesterday. It's the first time we've seen, we haven't seen as much foul trouble this year from Jaren, which has been a huge factor in him performing as well as he has. We all know if he can actually just stay on the court, he's he's such an important part of the team, but he's got to be on the court. Well, he just kept getting in foul trouble, right out of the gate. He got his 4th and 5th fouls, and then ended up fouling out of the game late. Only took 6 shots, scored 11 points. Just wasn't really much of a factor in this game. And it's been 4 games now since he's hit a 3-point shot. So the 3-pointer has also kind of gone away from him a little bit too. Mm-hmm. We talked about this before. My concern and what I want to see when Ja comes back, and that should be tonight, I want to see Ja and Jaren both on the same page when it comes to getting Jaren more involved. Mm-hmm. we can't have Jaren playing 30 minutes and taking like 8 shots.
Yeah.
Like he's got to be an integral part of things. You can't just let it go by the wayside, for on a regular night. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. I think they've had enough time, and Ja's had enough time, to kind of see how this thing works without him out there, to see who's playing well, to see the team dynamic has changed. We talked about how I'd be maybe even a little taken aback if I'm Ja to say, hey, well, some of you guys are playing a little different.
Right.
So, I might be a little slightly taken aback. But when he comes back, it should help immensely. But I want to see how it all kind of comes together, because there's going to still be that process of making it work.
Yeah, for sure. That's something that I talked about this weekend on the NBA Same Podcast, episode 1, which, again, is available on SoundCloud, Apple Music, and also you can watch the video form on YouTube.
Got more plugs than LeBron.
Yeah, y'all probably need as many. Probably need the same type LeBron has. But no, I talked about that. That was a big thing I talked about. That I think that the best version of this Memphis Grizzlies team is when Ja Morant makes a effort to try to make Jaren the best player or the highest scorer every game. Not saying that particularly has to happen, but if you base this offense around Jaren Jackson Jr. and his skills that he has, I think it just opens up the game for everyone. And the Grizzlies are just, whenever Jaren has a monster game, we're just that much better. Super excited to see Ja come back. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play tonight. Like you said, all signs are pointing that he will be playing. Because basically when this question was the game time thing, it's basically what the player wants to do, how he's feeling. And Ja wants to get back out there. So but I do wonder if they're going to do any minutes restriction on him or how they're going to go about doing that. We'll see, though, man. We'll see. I'm just glad to see him back
they understand, and I think that's he is a quick healer. He does seem to be a quick healer. He does seem to have an ability to kind of make that work for whatever reason. Like that just seems to be something that's good for him. So I doubt there'll be too many restrictions on him. I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm sure but I don't think he's going to come back the way that they brought Jaren back, like, excruciatingly slowly.
He ain't coming off the bench. Is what you're saying.
No, he's not going to come off the bench. Jaren shouldn't have come off the bench. I don't know. That was
crazy.
That was ridiculous, but he's not going to come off the bench. He shouldn't come off the bench. But the fact is that this game is going to be played, I think, as of right now, which is more than you can say for a lot of other games around the NBA, which are being lost left and right, players entering protocol left and right. Every day you pretty much check the tweets, check the news, and it's somebody in protocol, some situation that is happening. It's really it's a challenge now to even get some of these games played.
Yeah.
As Richard Jefferson said about the Nets-Bucks game, I forget. The Nets-Hawks, it was one of the games. Nets playing somebody, and Richard Jefferson was on the call. He said this is a new record for the most people that have ever paid to watch a G League game. And
oh, yeah, for sure.
That is exactly right. That's really what's happening here. It's some of these games are ludicrous with the amount of guys that are in protocols.
Can I share something that definitely has been a bright side to all of this COVID news? Of course, it's unfortunate that players have been getting COVID and missing games, but the highlight of this has definitely been just going back down memory lane with some of the names that are popping up that get signed. They get signed to play in these emergency situations. But I've seen some names for sure, man, as far as replacement players.
Mm-hmm.
That Tim Frazier call up seems like it's just a matter of time before old Tim.
Pastor Tim.
Yeah, I saw Tyler Johnson today. I was like, look at that. I'm gonna tell you the name I want to see is what's the kid's name? The shooter that he's like the poster boy of bad contracts for the Chandler Parsons year outside of Chandler Parsons. Played for Portland.
He's with the Nets now, isn't he?
No, he was with the Nets last year. His face is like I can't think of his name for nothing.
Got like $94 million.
Got a huge deal. He was a shooter, and like he just didn't do anything after he got paid. But anyway, yeah, like the names going down memory lane has been exciting for sure. DeMarcus Cousins.
It's Boogie Cousins. All these names,
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas back with the
Lakers. Yeah.
And starting for those Lakers.
The Lakers suck.
That's horrible, man.
Darian, your Lakers are terrible. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, man.
Firestorm. I mean, get rid of it. Get rid of it all.
Man.
One game over 500. Get rid of it all. Just get rid of it all.
How?
The trade I sent y'all the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how. Come on, Peter. Come on, say that. The trade I sent y'all the other day.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, no, they're absolutely toast, man. They are absolutely toast, and
I think Grizzly Pat is trolling us, man.
Are the Grizzlies now? If you look at the standings right now, what Grizzly Pat? Just saying Grizzly Pat?
No, Grizzly Pat says.
I don't want to talk Memphis and the WNBA. I don't want to with you, Anthony. Saying there's no point. There's nothing good. Nothing good comes of it. No.
I think he's just trying to get me stirred up, man.
I'm trying to say I want to send blessings out to everybody. Speaking of which, I want to send blessings out to our friend Shai, who lost his father over the weekend. I send our very best wishes to her. I know how hard that is, and it's awful. So
yeah,
send our best to her.
Yeah, tough time of year to have a loss like that. For sure.
No, yeah, for sure. The Grizzlies are 4th right now in the West, and actually are closer to 3rd than they are to 5th when it comes to the standings, which is pretty crazy to think about. Behind them are the Clippers, the Nuggets, Lakers, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Kings. Those are the 6 teams that are in the playoff/play-in spots. And then behind them, Spurs and Blazers. And then I think you can pretty much forget about the Rockets, Pelicans, and Thunder to have any kind of competitiveness. So we are 31 games into the season, not too far away from the halfway point. Are the Grizzlies really the 4th best team in the West?
Man, bro. It's hard to argue with the standings. You'd assume the Lakers are coming, but they haven't came. You assume that Kawhi is going to come.
The Nuggets? You'd think the Nuggets are coming, but they're – I mean, Kawhi's out for the year, right? I mean,
all right, let me ask you this. If you win your division, you're automatically top 6, right? Not top 4. You can't be in the play-in if you win your division, right?
Yeah, correct.
But it's not 4th seed. You're guaranteed no lower than 6th, though, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't think you can make the play-in and win your division. But I don't.
No, that's not there. That's not feasible. Can't win a division and play in the play-in game.
I mean, you could. The divisions, their Southwest division's not very good. So.
I'm not saying because of their standings. I'm saying, like, isn't it a rule saying that if you win your division, you're automatically not in the play-in?
Okay.
I think you're already. I think, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Bro, I think we're about to win our division. Like, cause Dallas is like falling off. Like without
Houston
Luka,
and San Antonio.
Terrible.
Yeah, San Antonio's always been their thorn, but they're dead. New Orleans.
Yeah, Mavericks look. I mean, the rest of the division looks bad. Spurs are. I don't know. Mavericks, Rockets, Pelicans. Yeah, I mean, I think the Grizzlies are clearly the best team in the division. Standings would say that, but also just watching them would say that as well. The only question I have is the other teams like Clippers, Nuggets, those teams. You would think the Nuggets are going to make a push. They've had so many injury issues. It's just been.
They'll get Jamal Murray back too at some point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they've dealt with, obviously, they lost Michael Porter Jr. for the season. Jamal Murray continues to rehab, but there's no status on when he'll be back. It's not going to be for a while.
Will Barton looks good.
Imagine. Aaron Gordon has most recently gone out a little bit. So, it's been basically Jokic and, everybody else. And, Jokic is having another MVP level season. Like, he's putting up insane numbers, but we just don't know what to do with him because he's not the conventional kind of guy doing that stuff. But his numbers are crazy, and he's single-handedly keeping the Nuggets afloat. Clippers, again, same kind of thing. Like, you would expect them to be better than this, but I don't know, man. I think we've seen enough of them to know that they're not. It's not a great group. I don't know. It's not. It's just they're just an okay team. They've. I mean, hell, they just lost to the Thunder, for God's sake. Like, they're not a great team. T-Wolves have won 4 straight and are threatening to halfway look like maybe a decent team. But I think the Grizzlies are the 4th best team in the West.
Oh my God, bro, it's so weird hearing that.
I really think they are. I really think they are. I think that you look at the rest of these teams, the way and they've done that without Ja. I mean, I'll withhold it till we see them with Ja a little bit and see how that mix kind of comes together. But presumably, you're just adding, an MVP candidate to a team that's already really good. I mean, on paper, that sounds pretty good. Like that sounds like a positive to me. So
all right, let me throw something out to you. Which one sounds
throw it out,
wild?
and then we're gonna take a break. Let's throw it out over the break. Okay, give me.
All right, which one sounds wild? The Grizzlies being fourth in the West, or the top 10 as far as NBA power rankings according to ESPN involves the Bulls, Cavs, and Grizzlies this far into the season. They're all three in the top 10.
The latter.
If I told you beginning of the season,
think about it.
Yeah, we'll think about it over the break. Yeah,
we'll think about it over the break as we continue with hour number 2 presented by Poultry Power.
Yes, sir.
PoultryPower.org. Get that chicken in for the holiday season, man. Let them take care of it for you. Those big old packs of chicken. So you can feed all the people that you need to feed as we do that. And great folks. We appreciate the folks at Poultry Power bringing in this hour of the program. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. Five Ash Roofing, the name to know. Five Ash Roofing, the only way to go. Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Five Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. Five Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear you're making everybody holiday happy over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
That's right, Randy. We're closing the year with the Gossett Kia Command the Season sales event.
Not to mention, every Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program.
Plus, right now, I've got 2022 Kia Forte 179, only $27.99 due at signing. Or get a 2022 Kia Sportage LX $199 per month, or 2022 Kia Sorento $279 a month. Both $34.99 $27.99 due at signing and all 36-month leases. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, and let's not forget Lewisburg, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Sorrento, NGO 92178, MSRP $30,875. Sportage in 7017,625, MSRP 25,815. Forte 8429,506, MSRP 21,035. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 103/21. Dealer stock only.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes catalog is so underrated.
Same. Would that player have been Alan Crabb?
Alan Crabb.
Yes. It does me the same
I
way.
need somebody to sign Alan Crabb, man. For real.
I thought he. Well, is he?
Stupid contract. I mean,
so many bad deals that year.
Yeah, that was everyone. Everyone lost their mind. That was the worst offseason. So many bad contracts. If you got away with just signing a bad one, not a catastrophic one, then you were in good shape as a team. Just unfortunately, that's the way that it went. So as we said, we think that we're probably looking at no protocols or anything like that tonight for the game. Fingers crossed that everything. That there's no bad news the last possible minute. Sometimes that has been known to happen here a little bit of late. So hopefully that we can fingers crossed and get everything taken care of and get everything in and feeling good about this game. The Grizzlies. You mentioned going into the break what was the more unusual situation. The Grizzlies. If you had told me before this point of the season, if you had said that the Grizzlies would be would have played 31 games and they would have played 12 of them without Ja Morant and and they would have played one of the hardest schedules in the league, and they'd be 7 games over 500 and be in fourth place. That would I wouldn't believe that more than that's the none of that you couldn't make me believe any of that. That's just super crazy to me.
Over the top 10 teams in the league consist of the Bulls, Cavs, Grizz, and the Warriors without Klay Thompson. That's 4 of your top 10.
Yeah,
it's wild, man. It's been a wild season, though, man. Oh, but something else in the NBA is creeping back too, man. A ghost that we thought we had cast out, an evil spirit that we thought had cast out, Peter. It is slipping back in the NBA. We saw signs of it yesterday when the Trailblazers came here to visit the Memphis Grizzlies. You know what that was, Peter?
What is it?
The BS from the refs calling the
fouls.
They coming back, man.
Yeah, it's coming back.
They are coming back for sure.
I have noticed that is the case. Yes, indeed. I'm with you. I've been a little bit nervous about it.
Dylan got one that was for us too, though, y'all.
Didn't want to say his name, like Candyman. Didn't want to say his name, but he's back.
It's it's always easy enough with this stuff in the first few weeks of the season, but to actually go through with it and continue to go through with it, you're seeing more and more that they're not they're slipping. These officials are slipping. There's some bad calls. And Michael Smith was on that crew. And Michael Smith is a nice guy. But it seems as though Michael Smith, whenever he's refereeing a game in Memphis, because he's from Memphis, it feels like whenever he referees a game in Memphis, it's a bad situation. It's like he goes out of his way, and the crew goes out of their way to make sure that there's no question about any kind of bias or anything like that. Yep. And so it almost always whether intentionally or unintentionally ends up being a poorly refereed game from the Grizzlies' perspective. Almost always. I don't know if that's intentional, unintentional, but it just always seems that's the.
Hey, just a brother from Memphis trying to keep his job. No, y'all ain't finna get me caught up. I need this gig.
He's like I say, he's a good referee. He's been finals referee several times. He's got plenty of experience, all that stuff. So I mean, nobody's dogging him out, but it's just it does seem that way for whatever reason, whether that's a coincidence or whether that's just the way that the way that it has turned out. I mentioned the IARP situation earlier on too, because we were talking about the Tiger season. The only thing that could make this Tiger season more insane is if the IARP just decides in the next week or two to come
just
down
drop a bomb.
And at that point, but the IARP, at least the first actual ruling of this new body came down, and it was not a particularly overwhelming ruling. The IARP said that NC State, this is a deal with the NC State Wolfpack involving Dennis Smith Jr., multiple level 1, 2, and 3 violations. Mark Godfrey, their former coach, and an assistant, Orlando Early, got the majority of those things. He's been given a 1-year show cause clause. Not to be confused with a show clause, which is where you have to show Santa Claus to your friends and family. That's a show clause, and that's a different deal than the show cause, which is what he has right now. So when he has a show clause, that means you have to show up at an employer with Santa Claus in order to get a job. But otherwise, that's got 1 year a show clause and 1 year show cause as well. Orlando Early, the assistant, refused to cooperate. He was given a 6-year show cause sanction, which means it's going to be hard for him to get a gig. You have to show you have to prove that you are not going to be basically a cheater, and most teams don't want to do that, and so they just don't hire people that have show causes. That's a de facto ban from the sport, essentially. But $5,000 fine for NC State, scholarship losses for this season and next, some recruiting limitations. The wins that came while Dennis Smith Jr. was there were vacated, but they were not given a postseason ban. So, all in all, not a major thing involving what was a $40,000 payment and all this. It all seems so silly now, to be honest with you. All this stuff just seems so silly.
In the wake of us being in NIL
in
time.
the wake, and it just all this NIL. It just I don't even know what we're doing out here. But I don't think people should necessarily take one and one and make two when it comes to the Tigers and the IARP and say, just because they didn't punish NC State, that doesn't mean I don't think you can. They're not really related. The IARP, the whole point is that it's supposed to be a case-by-case basis, independent and unconcerned with the other situations and other rulings that have gone on. So, in theory, at least, there should be no impact whatsoever.
Yeah, it makes you think, man. Like with all the things that have been going on with this season, this is still looming in the background. We all pretty much think that it's going to be, if anything, it's something for the future. Nothing that will affect this particular season. But it's like you said, you just can't look at the NC State situation and assume because theirs went one way that the situation will be the same here. But we have to just stay waiting for it, I guess. You think there's going to be a ruling on us this year in the middle of the season?
I mean,
your fans would sacrifice Penny now. They give up
possible.
Penny.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Penny sacrificed for a year.
What are they called? The AIR? What are they called? The IAR? What are they called?
IARP. The IARP.
The IARP
KRP
is like,
in
wait,
Cincinnati.
They probably like, wait.
Not the WKRP, not the AARP.
They probably like,
IARP.
wait, man. Like they only had 5 dudes that were vaccinated. Yeah, just go ahead and
just go ahead and take them.
Yeah, just go ahead and they're not serious.
They don't care. They're obviously not serious about this.
Just screw them, man.
Hey, Pete, but LSU and Kansas, nothing has come out of those yet, correct?
No,
with the Will Wade deal and all that good stuff.
No, LSU is they've so far it's been relative. Kansas is the one that keep an eye on down the line, but no, we're still.
But neither has received sanctions yet, correct?
It just it just takes so long for these things to come through. It's such a long process on all this stuff. It's I don't know. I hate all this NCAA business to begin with. Anyway, so it's so ridiculous. But they avoided the postseason ban in the process. Did you watch? Speaking of, but something more enjoyable. Let's talk about something happier for a second before we take this break here. In hour number 2, live from the Family Leisure Studios, presented by Poultry Power. Did you watch Tiger and Charlie?
No, I heard it was dope.
Good job,
I didn't see it, but I heard
it was
really
great.
Good job,
Man, it was
Peter.
great.
Little Charlie.
Man, it was great.
Charlie.
Little Charlie was awesome.
Y'all know I saw it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Little Charlie was awesome, man. Little Charlie could play.
For real?
So over
He looks
under
like his
how
dad,
many majors
man.
from Charlie?
The max.
I don't know.
The max.
I don't know, man. I can't put. I'm not gonna put pressure on this little kid, but he was
1 plus the record. What's the record?
That kid is
What's it?
18.
Ooh.
18?
18's the record.
21.
18, yeah.
21.
Whoo.
Charlie looked good. How about John Daly and his son winning?
Tiger looked good. Yeah, John Daly.
John
looked like
Daly and
Santa
John
Claus out
Daly
there.
Jr.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I just get Charlie as a 12-year-old man looked phenomenal.
Yeah, he's about to be the GOAT.
They got 11 birdies in a row.
He's looking like a little baby goat out there.
Yes.
It was. That's the kid. That's why they call him the kid, because he's a baby goat.
Woohoo!
Daly out there representing Raleigh. It was just awesome.
So if you want, apparently you can get odds right now, Darian, this is for you. I don't know about our friends at FanDuel Sportsbook, but I know there are some sportsbooks out there where you can get odds for 825 to 1 for him to win a major by the age of 25.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. It's a long time to hold that ticket, but if you're patient,
as long as the media doesn't take little Charlie
825 to 1 for a 12. You bet on 12. Even the greatest 12-year-old, you still bet on a 12-year-old. There's lots of things that happen between 12 and 18.
All you need is one.
Won by 25. Tiger won his first one at 21, I think. So you're talking about 9 years from now. But if you put $100 on it, you win $82,500.
Yeah.
If you got 100 just to drop off,
might as well just drop it off there.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tempting. I gotta say, it's tempting. It's tempting. Think about it. Charlie, I'm gonna tell you though, he looked really good. It was great to see Tiger back. I watched some stuff with them and like Dan Marino, not Dan Marino, Lee Trevino, Dan Marino, Lee Trevino. Like they were just hanging out and like Lee Trevino was like giving them like tips on the range. Like it was really cool to see like the goats just kind of hanging out. So it was awesome. It was awesome. So. It was really cool to see all that stuff happen the way that it did. I thought excellent stuff. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, go for little Charlie, y'all. Tom Lehman, Paul Azinger all got one major. Go for it, Charlie.
I mean, there's a million guys.
Go
that got
for
one
it, Charlie.
Major, but I'm saying one major by 25.
Bank on it. He'll be better than David Duval by the time. Go for it.
That's what I'm saying. By 25. Think about that. The holidays are here, of course, and FanDuel Sportsbook has a gift for all new customers. Nope, not a new pair of slippers. We're talking about 30 to 1 odds on any Christmas Day NBA or NFL game. It's fantastic, and go and check that out for Christmas Day. And also, the NFL playoffs are almost here, and you know what? You're going to get a little bonus on top of everything else because FanDuel Sportsbook is going to give you a $10 bonus when you place $20 in same-game parlay bets. It's going to help you stay on top of the action. Again, $10 bonus when you place $20 in same-game parlay bets. Bet on a single game or spread your bets out across multiple matchups. It's up to you. As long as you bet $20 in same-game parlays during the same week of NFL action, you're going to get that $10 bonus. So, I mean, and I'll be honest with you. I think you should spread it out because the NFL these days, woo, man, it's a lot of coin flips going on. Hard to predict what's going to happen. I thought the Lions would do what they did to the Cardinals yesterday. I don't know that you imagine seeing so few touchdowns. What happened to Tom Brady last night? You know what? I mean, there's a great opportunity for you in those same-game parlays to get kind of creative because there's probably some stuff that's going to happen. Some weird stuff that's going to happen. You could win some big money. This same game parlay bonus is live during weeks 13, 14, and 15. Lock in your winners today and enjoy a $10 bonus on FanDuel. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up using promo code BIGHEAD to place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. That's promo code BIGHEAD exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. So we appreciate our great folks at FanDuel. We'll give you an update on what's happening with tonight's game and any further final update on John Morant. Plus, our good buddy Mayor Mike is going to join us as well when we come back here live from the Family Leisure Studios for hour number 2 of Grind Time, presented by Poultry Power. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
The Christmas sale is happening now at Family Leisure. Did you know that's where Santa goes to shop? Oh, yes. Why? Because arcades are up to 25% off. Air hockey and foosball tables, they start at just $149.99. You can get great deals on hot tubs and saunas. Let me tell you, that is perfect for the winter weather. Trampolines, up to 20% off. This is the best time to buy. Pool tables and shuffleboard tables in stock and ready for delivery. They're not waiting on a boat somewhere. Speaking of delivery, those schedules are filling up very, very fast. So reserve your date now, just in time for Christmas. It's the Family Leisure Christmas Sale. It's happening now. Remember, shop early, shop local, and shop where Santa shops. It's Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40. It's where family and fun come together for the holidays.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. That's right, free. Zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
Tire pressure light on? Tread low? Car sliding when you stop? It's time to go down to Milton on the Spot. Serving you at 3 locations: 1684 Getwell Road, 2127 Ellis Presley, and 3691 North Watkins. Memphis' largest supply of new and used tires, all under warranty. Yes, that's warranty on used tires too. Ask about the tire rotation and balance specials. Milton on the Spot on Getwell Road, Elvis Presley, or North Watkins. Here to take care of your every tire need. Milton on the Spot.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Darren, you in your bag, man.
Jingle bell.
Hey man, I tried.
Hey, Peter, let me ask you a question.
Go.
Like 3 6 Mafias, can we even say the name of the song? S on my K. Can we say that?
You can say slob.
Slob on something? Yeah. Is it the best song that tells a story about a girl? Cause this one's up there too, Renee. This one's up there too.
I mean, best song ever that tells a song about a girl? That's a lot of
I'm
songs,
talking
man.
hip hop. I'm not talking about Jenny or
hip hop. Oh,
Jesse's girl.
Jesse's girl. Stan.
I was thinking El Paso from Marty Robbins is one of my favorites. Tells a
I don't even know what you're talking
beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful old country song. It's a beautiful
about.
song.
No. I'm talking hip hop.
I think you'd enjoy it.
But this was a good one too. But you know, Susie Screw had a partner named Sasha the Thumper too. Now I remember her number like the summer. You know what I mean? that was a good storytelling song about a girl.
Yeah, I gotta think about that. That's
Oaktown 357. That juice has got them crazy.
But was it a storytelling?
No, it
song?
was a story.
Okay.
There you go, son. I mean, they gonna be.
I like.
Gone crazy.
B Angie B will kill Tatasha from
Cold Blood.
See,
Shout out to B Angie B.
I'm a fan of the great storytelling songs like "Slob on My Head" by 3 6 Mafias.
I think "Don't Be Scared" is another good storytelling song.
Yeah.
As well, from that particular band.
Yeah.
Have y'all taught Mary Mike slob on my swab?
It's a great parable as well. Slob on my swab. I
we need to make that happen.
That's one of the greatest things that you've come up with.
Need to holler at Dr. Flynn about this. See if he can make that happen. That's a promo.
Slob on my swab, so you don't get Omicron.
Check in with me.
Knew a coach named Penny who
didn't really care.
Vaccinations didn't have place.
Vaccinated status. He was in the air.
All right.
Asked him about the status. He said, I don't care about that. What in the world? Bear Mike.
What's up, y'all, man?
Bear Mike. Are you
What's up?
vaccinated? Do you know for sure that you're vaccinated?
Yeah, I know for sure.
All right, cool. All right, I just making sure, man. Just making sure, bro.
Card carrying vaccinated person over here,
with
bro.
the free Krispy Kreme donuts. With the free Krispy Kreme
protocols. That's right.
Don't play with it, man.
Yeah.
Don't play with it. You got to be vaxxed up, bro. If you ain't vaxxed up, man, I don't know what to tell you.
We just doing inventory of our guests, man. We don't want to be able to tell people that 90% of our guests that come on here are vaccinated.
Man, hey, bro, about that, man. Like, I know I'm off what I normally talk about, but man. So, man, I heard about the game being canceled, right? So, of course, I go to Twitter, to see what's going on. And, man, bruh, the races came out for that. Bruh, like, I made a tweet about that. If you want to identify the races in your city, state, town, street, go to sports.
Go to sports Twitter.
Or a group, or a Facebook group. Bruh, they are in there,
They can't help
man.
it. They get excited and just can't hold it in no more.
They cannot wait to go in on young black athletes. Like, they cannot wait. They want to destroy them. And it's insane, man. That's why I don't talk sports with nobody but y'all. Like, literally. Literally in life, I do not. And saying, you know this about me, bro, I will not talk sports with anybody but like you. Like, at all. Like, I get on the board, people try to talk to me, I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I do not talk sports, but with a few select people, and that's it, because people are nuts.
Well, Mike,
absolutely nuts.
I'm glad you're on today. I wanted to ask you something. Of course,
what up?
I'm not going to talk about the movie at all because it just came out. I don't want to spoil anything.
Man,
No,
talk about
we
it,
can't. No, we're not. All right,
man, let me tell you what happened.
All right, this is one I want to talk to you about because I know that you are a man about town. Any place where people need to know where to go, where not to go, we ask Mayor Mike. We bring him in once a week for that. When I bought my tickets for the movie, I was assuming that I wasn't going to be able to get tickets because I waited too long to try to get them. My daughter, and Gabe went. I went on Fandango, and I went to my personal favorite movie theater, which is the Malco in the Square. The Malco in the Square is my favorite one.
Oh, okay. Man, they ain't got no good sound system, but okay. Go
they refuse to upgrade a lot of stuff. They don't have the living room set up for you. They just got regular old seats or whatever. They don't recline none of that. What's
man? You got to upgrade.
That's my theater. That's where I like to go. It's right by my house. I'll walk right into Spider-Man. I was able to get my tickets, my 3 for me and the kids, whatever. What is your favorite movie theater in the city of Memphis to go to?
Man, it used to be Paradiso until folks started shooting. So now, man, I go out to Collierville, man. The only reason that I like Collierville is because of they have the really big seats there, and the recliners always work. Yeah. So at Paradiso, sometimes they don't work. The only cool thing about Paradiso, man, is the bar at Paradiso, right? At this point, man. So they got, man, so every day they got a drink special out there. So it's basically come get wasted at the movie, and they cool with that. But I go out there to Collierville whenever it shakes. But there's a there's super out the way one over there off Ridgeway Loop. They don't have the newest movies or whatever. Yeah, but man, that joint is clutch, man.
I heard people say it's nice out there.
Yeah, the Ridgeway Grill, that one is dope. I don't know the one that's on Summer. It's like a $2 movie now. But it's a good place to go if you got kids.
Yeah, the $2 joint.
You don't want to pay a lot of money.
Man, you gotta I don't. The movies we got. I don't know. This whole I cannot get over the idea of going to a movie, especially nowadays when so much is streaming, and you can get a nice sound system and stuff. Like I know it's not exactly the same, but I got a nice system here. I got a nice screen, all that.
Right.
I'm with you on that, Pete. It cost me $60 to put take my what are we doing? Good God! That's crazy.
It's really expensive. I mean, if you just really just want to go see this movie, man, like Spider-Man's gonna be on Disney Plus in 2 months. You just got to pay off social media, basically.
And there's other ways to get it if you really wanted to. Not that I endorse that.
Yeah, the people still bootlegging. I mean, they still doing that. That's the thing. You just got to go to a black barbershop, man. You can get that. You can get Spider-Man. You can get Spider-Man.
You want Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Hey, man. Hey, black barbershops were all anything you want in life, bro. You can buy everything in a black barbershop, man. Hey, have you seen the Whole Food, the Pie Man lately thing?
Man, I saw him on Facebook in his Facebook stories. Yeah, I know you're talking about Mr. Smith, homemade.
Yeah, yeah, homemade, man. I've been looking for him, man.
I got his number. I'll shoot it to you.
I've been trying to get a key lime pie for a minute, man. He don't call my barbershop no more.
Oh, man. Well, Mike, we up against the clock, man. We appreciate you coming in with us today, bro.
Yeah,
no doubt, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Y'all be good, man.
Man. Our pal Mayor Mike joining us. He's like, I can't. So if you want to watch entertainment tonight from your couch or from the from FedEx Forum,
I'm going to the FedEx Forum. I'm sitting with Credentialed Media today. Today a celebration.
I
might put a suit on.
What an honor! What an honor for those media members to be near you.
Be graced by me. Just doing a little podcast promotion. I want people to be able to put a name with, shake hands and all,
Oh, you out here shaking hands now? Okay.
Yeah, fist bumping, whatever. I'll shake the hands of the vaccinated.
Like Penny said, be smart, stay clean, keep the dream.
Yeah,
man.
with the vaccination card, show that, open up your clear out. I'll shake your hand, hug you, take a picture. Look at it. The rest of you, get out of my presence.
That's exactly right. All right. We got to get out of here. Coming up next, it is our pals with Sports Time. They take you all the way to 6 o'clock. Have yourself a great Monday, everybody.